Hello, welcome to the weather updates. 9:30, June the 2nd, 2022, and had some hazy sunshine, and then the storms kind of just moved in. Not much thunder and lightning, but some pretty heavy rain. And I'll just show you some of the pictures of the sky. Also, have a video up of it. Kind of changed my plans for the day. Watching this thing roll in. This is right around 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Mineola, and you could see the dark clouds off to the north, and then all of a sudden, as I was going to go and get on a train, then a shelf cloud literally formed right before my eyes, and there it is right there. I have a whole video of it. This really impressive shelf, and then some really heavy rain afterwards with this thunderstorm, but there was no thunder or lightning with it, but it was definitely convective in nature, and you can see it. Look at that shelf cloud there. Absolutely beautiful shelf cloud there to look at. Absolutely beautiful looking at the sky. So that was a sign of a pretty strong cell. And there was some severe weather over there. I'm surprised they did not issue maybe not a severe thunderstorm warning, but there should have been a flash flood warning with this thing, because the rain was actually pretty heavy with it. And we probably got quite a bit of rain. We'll look at that in a moment there. But there you go. It's what it sort of looked like here. I have a video as well you can watch. But let's get to the latest radar right now. Let's get to that radar right now. We'll take a look and see what we have going on. And here it is. Looks like severe thunderstorm still pounding Ocean County. There was a severe thunderstorm warning actually earlier for Toms River, and they actually had a severe thunderstorm there. I don't know all that much about it. I'm finding out about it now. But it has caused a number of power outages in Toms River. Toms River particularly hit hard by this. JCP&L has some big outages in looks like Forked River. We have some in Lacey, so probably some strong ones with that cell. We'll have to take a look at this cell. A big outage. Looks like most of Beechwood has lost power, and some outages in around Toms River too as well with this. If we go outages by county and we can go by town. You can see Ocean County has the most, and we can take a look at the townships right now. Lacey Township hit hard. Toms River itself not hit that hard at all by this, but really, Beechwood has a big outage there too as well. Maybe not all of Beechwood, but a third of it at least is out, and Lacey Township as well. So that's from this cell probably that came on through. Let's go to the radar rewind here. We're going to look at Ventus Sky, rewind the radar. I'll show you what happened this afternoon. So you can see this stuff developing over the Hudson Valley here around 3 o'clock. And as we got to 4 o'clock, so it started moving in. And I was looking at the models like maybe this is going to move toward the north of us. But it kept getting closer and closer and closer. Here's the cell now, right around 420. All right. And here we are, 440. And you can see it move through. And look at that. That's what formed the shelf. You can see that bowing right there. I didn't see any strong winds when it hit. We just had a heavy downpour. But you can see that bowing right there. This is 440, about ready to move into Mineola with the heavy rain. And then as it moved into Mineola, we still had a lot of heavy rain, but if you were on the South Shore, it weakened by the time it got to you quite a bit, quite substantially. And out east, they really didn't get any heavy rain at all. And you can see here, again, just really active day across the area. Now let's go take a look and see what happened in New Jersey, because when this got down to New Jersey, it really exploded. This cell right here over Mount Holly, let's follow this cell here at 5 o'clock. You can see it wound up moving just south of Toms River. A very heavy, strong, this was a heavy thunderstorm, localized, but there was a severe thunderstorm warning out for that particular cell right there. And then they've had some more storms throughout the evening here. This is all associated with a cold front that is moving through tonight. You can see, again, it looks like right now, if we look at the current radar, let's go to this one here. You'll see not too much more activity to deal with. We have a little lighter stuff in Pennsylvania, but look at all that activity there off the coast of New Jersey. Looking at lightning, you can see this cell over the water right now. There's a lot of lightning. That heavy rain, we didn't get any lightning at all. I didn't see one flash or hear any thunder. It was just rain. That's all it was. So let's go look at the satellite, and you'll see here that there's that heavy convective development, and you'll see clear skies trying to work their way in as this front slowly sinks to the south. Let's look at our current conditions across the area. Yes, we got to talk about the tropics too. We got activity there too as well. It's going to be a busy weather update. So let's go to the current temperatures, and it's kind of muggy out there, upper 60s. It's humid. The dew points are in the mid to upper 60s as well across the area. But the sun did come out, and it got some areas, got us, I think, close to 80. You can see Tom's River there, also 68, very humid. I have a feeling it was quite hot there today. Let's go look at the high temperatures for the day. So it looks like around 80, pretty much across Long Island. There was a cooler conditions that did develop on the South Shore. We'll look at that in a moment. Out east, you had low 70s. In the city, it looks like low 80s. And then as you went into New Jersey, parts of New Jersey got into the mid 80s, 89 west of Tom's River, it looks like. Well, it was only 77 at Lakehurst, so it depends on where the sun came out. But when it came out, it was kind of hot and humid out there when that sun did come out. Let's now look at the precipitation. I'll use this, and then we'll look at one of the other models for precipitation as well. And we're just going to look at precipitation since 1 o'clock and take a look and see how much rain that thing got. Because, all right, it's reporting a ½ inch of rain in Hempstead, but we'll have to look at the one-to-ground site. We'll have some more because here's a 1-inch amount in Hicksville. And more toward the North Shore. City Island got 1.44, which wouldn't surprise me. That really did come down, the rain. It really caused a lot of flash flooding. And kind of fizzled as it got to the South Shore. You can see lighter amounts there. But heavier amounts here from middle of Nassau out to southwestern Suffolk County. Parts of, well, almost the middle of Suffolk here, middle western part of Suffolk. You can see some 0.73 inch amounts. Less as you head out east. The city, 0.45. But let's take a look and see how they did it in New Jersey where this cell hit, because probably had some heavy rain. So ½ inch at Tom's River, you can see, look at that, 1.30 being reported at Cedar Bridge. So some areas got a little more rain. Fort Dix also 1.24. Let's go to the one to ground. We'll have more sites to look at with this. We can look at some of the rain here. We'll get some more rainfall numbers here for you. So that doesn't really provide a whole lot. So, yeah, you can see it's reporting 1.1 inches there in Searingtown. So, yeah, that's about right, 0.59. So it's a little stronger just to our north, apparently. Just to our north. We have 1.22 in Searingtown. So, really, once it got over the North Shore, it kind of, like, intensified here. Flower Hill, 1.14 inches. So you can see where they got into some of the heavier rain. Also, the Bronx, look at that, 2.88 in I guess this is I can't pronounce that. Sputvendivel. But you can see some really high amounts there. This is where that heavy shower. I'm surprised they did not issue a flash flood warning with it, because that rain was really coming down pretty heavy. And it lasted for about 20 minutes, heavy rain. So it wasn't just 5 minutes. It was 20 minutes of some pretty heavy rain outside. And then, yeah, less as you get out east. Not a whole lot going on out east over there. And it seemed to miss Manhattan, too, as well. Now we'll look at where the other storms hit, which was New Jersey. And you can see here around Tom's River again. It looks like some areas just the south of it, 1.09 inches, 0.75 inches. So, yeah, that Forked River also hit hard with over an inch of rain. So, yeah, when these storms developed, they were quite a look at this, a 2.32 inch amount here in north of Barnegat. So, again, some pretty strong storms and some pretty heavy rain out there. Again, we weren't expecting to see quite that much rain, but it just goes to show you when you got an atmosphere that's humid like this, that's what's going to happen. Let's take a look at the conditions. We'll go and look at this one here, this one in Searingtown. So you'll see how warm it got and how humid it was, and then when the storms hit, the temperatures did drop. So you can see here, it's kind of missing some data, but look at that. So we were in the low 80s, and then look what happened when the storms hit. Temperature drops quite a bit. Quite a bit when those storms hit and lowered the temperature down quite a bit. Dew points were up there, though. Very humid out there. It's actually reporting dew points in the 70s. I don't know if it was quite that warm. I'll look at Farmingdale. We'll look and see what the dew points are like there. But dew point 64. Dew points were up there. Yeah, it's very humid. Dew point 67. So very humid. And Farmingdale got 0.77 inches of rain. When you add in the rain that fell overnight as well. So, yeah, kind of a wet, damp, humid day across the area. That was an interesting drop, though. Now, if you were on the South Shore, of course, You didn't see that, but you saw cooler temperatures. So here in South Belmore, for instance, it probably didn't make it into the 80s. Yeah, it was only 77, but still they had the drop too. You could see, look at that drop when that moved through. The humidity, it did knock the humidity down a little bit, but still kind of humid out there. So let's go now to the models. So this is this system that's moving to our south, or moving over us, this little trough. This is the cold front. Finally moves through, dry out tomorrow, starts to see some sunshine, and then it should be a nice sunny weekend with high pressure building over us. Yes, that is a tropical system. It's going to be fairly weak, but it's the first named storm of the season. We're going to talk about that. Well, it hasn't been named yet, but it's going to get a name, and that's why the tropical storm watch is in effect for Florida right now. And let's go to the NHC. That'll be the next thing we are going to talk about. It's potential tropical cyclone 1. All right, heavy rain with the system is expected to continue Friday across the eastern portions of the Yucatan Peninsula, Cayman Islands, and western Cuba. Life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides are possible across western Cuba. So let's go to the map here. Got to get back into this again, tracking these storms here. The warning cone. So we have tropical storm watches in effect for the southern half of Florida, as well as the islands around it, parts of Cuba, and the Bahamas. All right. So they have this thing becoming a tropical storm and possibly affecting Florida sometime overnight, Saturday night to Sunday, and then moving out over the Atlantic. And that's when it's really going to intensify. So it's our first named storm and probably another very active season across the area. Latest public advisory on this is the heavy rain is expected to spread over Cuba, the Florida Keys, and southern Florida on Friday. Rain is probably going to be the main issue with this storm. Its location is 21.5 north, 87.5 west, about 80 miles north-northwest of Cozumel, Mexico, and about 500 miles southwest of Fort Myers, Florida. And the winds right now only 35 miles an hour, moving north at 5 miles an hour. So it's not a very strong storm, but it is our first storm of the season. And we want to actually look at this on the models and see what's going to happen with that as well. And you'll see it doesn't really look like much until it gets east of Florida. Then it really kind of intensifies into something a little more active. But for us, we should have nice weather on the weekend with the high pressure in place. And then into next week, we'll have to watch for a series of cold fronts that come through. All right. So let's now go to the Florida area. So we'll look at some of the models here on this. We don't have too many models to use here. We'll just look at the GFS here. So this just gives you an idea here. Be heavy rain. The windstorm, it doesn't really have it becoming like more of a wrapped up until it gets east of the area. And then when it does, you'll start seeing these winds here. This is the GFS here. But you'll see nothing terrible. It's probably not going to become a hurricane. But it's going to be, something that we're going to have to watch nonetheless. See what it does. So let's get to our neck of the woods, HRRR model. And let's go and look at the precipitation chances as we head through the evening. We'll have still some scattered showers and thunderstorms, nothing like what we saw earlier, but it could be a shower or thunderstorm. And then slowly dries out tomorrow. It's still trying to pop a few showers up around midday. And then we finally start drying it out as we head into Saturday. Let's look at the dew points here. It's a slow-moving front. Unfortunately, you can see those elevated dew points over us. It almost looks like a backdoor front's actually going to try to come through before the actual dry air starts building. And you'll see the humidity is still kind of high. We have to wait until later in the afternoon for the humidity to drop. So it's still going to be high, a little high humidity out there. Light southerly winds. We don't start seeing the northwest breezes until we get to Saturday. And then that'll bring the drier air in. Looking at our temperatures for tomorrow, you will see that we'll have highs probably in the mid-70s, mid to upper 70s, maybe close to 80 in Jersey. We'll probably have some clouds around, I have a feeling. And then that's as much as we got for Saturday out of the HRRR. Now it's a little earlier, so I don't have quite as much on here. If we want to go further and look at the temperatures for further along, then we've got to go to the GFS. If we look at the GFS, you'll see probably similar temperatures today, upper 70s to around 80, cooler on the South Shore, and then upper 70s to around 80 on Saturday, so slightly above normal, and then a little cooler on Sunday with temperatures in the mid-70s. So let's go now look at the dew points on the GFS. So you can clearly see here, we'll have those lower dew points. Starts working to western areas tomorrow, probably Nassau County. GFS is a little more encouraging with bringing these lower dew points in and shifting the winds over to the northwest. And then we'll have northwesterly winds for Saturday. Maybe a sea breeze developing later, but you see, notice those dew points much lower, much more comfortable, and even lower dew points Saturday night to Sunday, dew points in the 30s. So that's really, really nice. So now let's go look at the skies. And you'll see as we head into tomorrow, plenty of clouds around. And if that moisture lingering, we probably won't see the sun break out until in the afternoon, later in the afternoon. Then we'll see some sunshine. And then it looks like Saturday, we should have a mostly sunny day. Maybe some clouds well offshore, but other than that, it should be a nice, mostly sunny day. Maybe a few pop-up cumulus. I can't rule out. And Sunday, we should also have a clear day. So it should be a very nice weekend. Good, warm enough temperatures, low humidity, and plenty of sunshine and blue skies. And, finally, we can get some decent weather outside after dealing with the heat and the humidity, the haze. And then when it's not doing that, it's cloudy and rainy. So we'll finally get to see some improvement with that. So I guess that's going to wrap up this weather update. And have a good night.